Hey everyone, Dave Evans here to go over my favorite lighting software, Compushow. And one of the things that really drew me to Compushow over other software is that there's several different layers between your fixture or scene pages, which we're looking at right here, and the fixtures themselves. And to illustrate that, I've created this graphic here. And as you can see, we have our pages, which contains our scenes or switches. And we go through, before we get to the fixtures, our scene editor, the effects generator, palettes, the patch manager, etc. So there's quite a bit of compartmentalization between all these different layers, and what that translates into for you is a system that is very configurable and very dynamic for, as you go from venue to venue, the ability to kind of set some things ahead of time and then fine tune it to that room once you get there. And there's no other place in the software that illustrates this more than palettes right here. And what a palette is it's basically a generic container that you can use to set really any attribute of the light. I use them primarily for colors and positions, but it can be applied to much more than that. And what you do is you basically create a container for whatever you want to capture. In this demo that I'll do, it's going to be for position. You can set those up ahead of time, and then when you get to the venue, you can go in and fine-tune those to suit your needs and get that look that you're really trying to achieve. Now for this demo, I'm going to be using my Chauvet Intimidator Scan 305s, and I've created this switch here which will utilize a palette to point all the lights down into center. And just to give you a preview of that, here it is in easy view. And if we go into the switch itself, you'll see on the pan and tilt channels this icon of a palette. And to access the palettes, we're actually going to come up here to other windows and palettes. And right here we have this palette that I was using called Scanners Center. So now what I would do is I would go into each of my lights and set their position. Don't have to be precise right now, and we're going to cover why that is in just a few minutes here. But I put just a basic position for each light, and I'll go out and go through each light and save that. You want to make sure to deselect the previous light just so that you're not duplicating those values by mistake. But once that palette is saved, now if I come back into the switch, and I can right click on this, select palette, and I'll go ahead and assign that scanner center. Now if we go back and I activate that switch, you'll see everything set there. So now to demonstrate how powerful these palettes are, if I come back into that palette, I won't change that switch at all, but I'm just going to go ahead and change one light in that to show you here. I'm going to go ahead and move this way over to the right. Go and save it. Haven't changed the switch at all, but if I come back into easy view, you can see that light is now pointing over there. So now, and this would of course apply to any switch that uses that palette. So you can see the time saving there in that you can set a bunch of positions with the palettes, arrive on site, fine-tune just those palettes, and now you don't have to go through each individual switch and update those as well. Now as I was saying, when I first created that palette, I just put a basic idea of where I think that light is going to be. I don't really fine-tune these palettes until I actually get on site, and here's the reason why. If I go into the palette itself, as you can see, all the lights are pointing down. If I go into the palette and show you each of these lights, you're going to see here it's down to the right where we would expect it. But now the next one, even though when we're looking at it, it's still pointing down, here it's up at the top. Same with this one. And if I actually look at Easy View while I'm in the palette editor, you will see it kind of looks crazy. Not at all what it looks like when we're actually running this live. And the reason that is, if I'm going to go back to my graphic, is as you can see, the palette actually sits above the patch manager. So if within the patch manager, if you are doing anything, maybe inverting X and Y, or you're scaling your X and Y limits, that's done after the palette. The palette is basically dealing with those raw DMX values. So until you've actually see what this looks like after the patching manager takes place, it's kind of difficult to fine tune everything. Just to show you what I'm talking about here, if I look at these page settings, you can see that I have some of these inverted on both on both X and Y, some on just X, some on Y. That's my setup. So like I said, the palette deals with that raw DMX value. It will then feed into the patch manager where those X and Y inversions will be applied. Once that palette window is closed, we can see its true output here. As I said, I mainly use palettes for position and color, but they really could be applied to any channel. And the more that you use them, the more you'll realize how powerful they are and how they can really speed up your programming time. Here on these lights, you could come in here to the gobo rotation channel, use a palette for gobo indexing, for each light. If you had a fixture that has 2 gobo wheels and a motorized focus, you could use a palette for the position for the setting of that focus to focus on, depending which of those gobo wheels you want to use. So they really are a great feature and a great addition to Compushow. They've really helped me out a lot, really allowed me to kind of set a lot of things up ahead of time, get placeholders for everything, and when I arrive on site, I just quickly go through, adjust my palettes to get that look exactly how I want it, and I'm good to go. So thanks everybody for watching, and have a great day.